Boxing Truth here. Wanted to talk a little bit about Orlando series Salido, as he's requesting for a big payday for a possible Lomachenko rematch that's being discussed by promoter Bob Arum, as Bob Arum's promoter for Lomachenko is looking to set up the rematch in order for Lomachenko to overturn the result from the first fight against Salido in what was a foul-filled fight. Very close competitive fight. I recently watched the fight again. Actually scored it a draw. But you can make a case for Salido winning the fight because there was a swing round, and that was the 10th round. Very close competitive round. That round could have went to either guy, but it was significant because it determined whether the fight was a draw or whether Salido deserved the decision. But it was a foul-filled fight. Salido was very dirty. He used his veteran tactics. Constantly landed a lot of low blows. Some of them when the referee was out of position. The referee, Lawrence Cole, as usual, did a shit job. Did a terrible job with the fight. You can pretty much name him as one of the worst referees in boxing. Maybe the worst referee in boxing. The guy just does a terrible job constantly. It's very unusual for him to do this type of shitty referee performance. But for the rematch, Bob Arum might have trouble putting this fight together, as Salido wants to get paid like a real prize fighter. He feels he's paid his dues. He's giving the fans a lot of thrills, a lot of great wars, and he has. Honestly, Salido deserves a big payday because he hasn't received these type of paydays that what he feels a real prize fighter should get for these type of fights. All his career, he's been taking short money to fight elite fighters, top fighters, tough fights. He hasn't been a protected fighter. And there's a lot of people that are ignorant about Salido's career. They look at his 13 losses and they think he's a bum. But no. 8 of his 13 losses occurred before he was 21 years of age. The guy turned pro when he was 15. Took a bunch of fights that he could. They just put whatever they could in front of him. He had to fight him. And he pretty much learned his trade on the job. Lost 8 of his first 13 losses occurred before he was 22 years of age. And since then, he's only lost 5 times since the year 2004. One of those losses he overturned, and the other 4 losses was against top competition. All against top competition at around the 26 or 30 pound weight classes. And some of these guys he lost to were considered elite, like Juan Manuel Marquez at featherweight. Also, Yuriorkis Gamboa, who had his best times in the featherweight division. He's also caused a lot of upsets. The great fights against Juan Manuel Lopez. He's got a win over Lomachenko. He had a tough fight against Mikey Garcia, who also is considered a top fighter at the time at 126 pounds. So, Salido has had a very good career ever since 2004. Has won titles, has caused upsets, has been in great wars. Fight of the Year type candidates. Was in another Fight of the Year candidate against Francisco Vargas. You can make a case, an argument, that Salido is a unified 130-pound champion because he cleanly beat Roman Martinez in the rematch last year. Got screwed in a draw, and he had a very close fight against Francisco Vargas this past June. Could have went either way. Could have made a case for Salido winning. So you can argue that Salido is a unified champion at 130. But he wants to get paid. He feels he's paid his dues. He feels he's provided the fans a lot of great wars, thrills. And he definitely deserves a big payday for what he sees is going to be a tough rematch against Lomachenko. Now, from his interview, I forgot which media outlet, where he was stating he wants to be paid properly. He wants to be duly compensated for a Lomachenko rematch. It sounds like he wants 7 figures, but I'm not sure if the market is there for that type of payday. Lomachenko's not the biggest name. He's still building up his brand. He still doesn't have the market to where he can pay his opponents that type of cash. So it could be difficult for Arum to make this fight. Salido, in an interview, he stated that he'd be happy to walk away with a win over Lomachenko because whatever Lomachenko does in his career after the first fight with Salido, And since Salido got the victory over him, it's just going to make Salido look even more better. It's going to make him look better the more Lomachenko has success in his career. The guy's already made history. Already 2 world titles in less than 10 fights. So unless Arum can match the offer of what Vargas's people, Golden Boy, can match him, as he's contemplating of either a fight with Lomachenko rematch or a Vargas rematch, the Vargas might not come back till next year. So Salido is going to decide whether, if Arum can show him the money for a Lomachenko rematch, or he'll opt to take the Vargas rematch if Golden Boy's people pretty much give him the same offer Arum does for a Lomachenko rematch, because obviously he feels Vargas is the easier fight, and he respects Lomachenko, sees the potential, sees him as a potentially great fighter, and he will easily walk away with a win. He'll be happy to walk away with a win if Arum can't give him the type of money that he's looking for, the type of paydays he feels he deserves, since he's been getting lowballed for pretty much his entire career. I don't think he's made more than $300,000 for a prize fight. He made $250 against Lomachenko the first fight, $150, took short money for the Roman Martinez fight, only $150K. So it might take double of what he's earned in his career for that fight to be made. But it's a fight Lomachenko needs. But Salido is right. Lomachenko needs him. He doesn't need Lomachenko. But it's a fight Loma definitely needs. He needs to overturn this loss, and he would be heavily favored in a rematch. And Salido, he definitely feels Lomachenko has improved, and he sees it as a very dangerous fight. And he wants to be, of course, he wants to be paid, because very good chance he can get trashed in a rematch. I mean, Lomachenko finished the fight a lot stronger than him in the first fight. Salido almost got stopped in the 12th round. Was able to dig deep and go to the finish line. Was able to make it to the last bell, but barely. He was pretty much gassed the last 3 rounds. And Lomachenko had a very good comeback at the very end of the fight. So Lomachenko has improved ever since. He seems to be more aggressive. Seems to have gotten more confidence in his conditioning, seems to be punching a little harder. And it's a tougher fight for Salido the second time around, especially at this stage of his career, at this age, to fight a young gun like that, who's only improving after every fight. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Do y'all want to see the rematch? The first fight wasn't a great fight. It had its moments, a lot of fouls though. And do you feel the Salido deserves a big payday for a rematch? I mean, honestly, I think he deserves it. But I don't know what Top Rank could offer him. But as I said, Salido will happily walk away if it doesn't match what he could get for a Vargas rematch. This is Boxing Truth. I'm out.